Hey everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications for our upcoming videos and episodes. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Alright,
Do
alright.
you
What
know
today?
what today is? Do you know
Ow,
what today is? Do you know
ow,
what today is? It's that Red
ow.
Line Thursday. It's that Red
Hey,
Line Thursday. Hey,
hey,
hey, hey,
hey,
hey,
hey,
let's
hey.
go. We are here. We are here. We are back and better than ever with another Red Line podcast on what you call this day? Redline Thursday. So, welcome everybody to the Redline podcast hosted by me, Nutty Swag, and the beautiful Queen Alexis right here on TalkShoeRadio.com, 717-734-6904, show ID 511-6519 And on today's episode, it's so close to the election. It's almost November 3rd. So we're going to be talking about the black vote, the history of the black vote, why they try to suppress it, why it's so important, the history of us voting in this country, and why more than ever that our vote is so important in this election and what's on the ballot, not just the president, but all down the ballot. We're going to discuss that and so much more right here on the Red Line podcast. But before we get into all of that, we got to do my favorite segment, your favorite segment, and everybody's favorite segment, and that is Loose Squares and Loud. So, Queen Alexis, what is your loose squares and loud for this Red Line Thursday? This election Red Line Thursday. Go ahead and let the people know as they ride this train.
Child. See, I had my whole thing ready. He was about to talk about how Trump is straight up like, hey, what's 270,000 more people died? It is what it is. But then I just so happened to pick up my phone. And being a single mom and all, certain words catch my eye. It's called stimulus checks and child support. So here's the article from CNET.com talking about stimulus check and child support. You may be entitled to a second $500 payment per dependent, like the other stimulus check and everything, which from the title alone, and I know they ain't even talking about you gonna be entitled for another one from the father or the non-custodial parent, but I'm just saying that'd be funny as hell.
Oh
Talking about,
wow.
wait a minute, you gonna get the stimulus check and you gonna tell me I gotta pay extra 500? I don't think child support office want to catch all that smoke right then and there. So dear CNET.com, when you make these articles, please specify what it really actually means so you won't have a overload of child support cases from the non-custodial parent talking about why am I owing, why is y'all giving me an extra, telling me I got to pay an extra child support check because if y'all want to go along with y'all stimulus check, please specify because you might get a lot of people killed up out here. Niggas don't want to pay child support anyway. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And with that being said, bless your hearts and your parts. That is my loose squares and loud. I am out.
Yeah. And that's true. Like nobody want that smoke. And I wouldn't want it neither. And Trump, you ain't slick because you got three different baby mamas too.
I
So
mean,
I'm just saying, like we know the game. But like we was talking about coming up on this upcoming Tuesday, it is going to be election day, November 3rd, 2020. And we as conscious and responsible as we've pretty much been this whole first season, it would behoove us if we did not talk about what's coming up. We've talked about the debates. We have talked about the impact that everything that has happened. So we're finally getting down to the final days. And I am so proud of everybody I've seen early voting by mail, and trying to do their part in this democratic process. But I do have a problem with a few people, and I'm going to address that. But that's going to be later on in the show. But let's get down to it. The history of the black vote. Black people have been denied the right to participate in the most basic ways in this country for decades. Hell, even for centuries. It wasn't until August 6, 1965, I, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was signed into law by Lyndon B. Johnson. It was aimed to overcome legal barriers at state and local levels that prevented African Americans the right to vote, guaranteed under the 15th Amendment. Black people have dealt with everything from poll tax, which was a legal way to keep African Americans from voting in southern states where they had to pay a fee to vote. And as of recently, if any of y'all have been paying attention, in Florida, where felons have been given a right to vote, their right to vote, which Florida is a big swing state, and there's a lot of felons, especially in the Miami-Dade area and all of those areas, who are African Americans who can get their rights to vote reinstated. But here's the hinge: they have to pay their outstanding court fees in order to retain that right. What does that sound like to you? A
Some
poll tax,
bullshit.
maybe? Yes. Florida has always been a predominantly red state, and it's been a swing state, and it's been a state that pretty much, if whoever gets that state normally gets that election, and wins. So um it's the history of us voting has always been met with resistance. Everything from the jelly bean test to having black people, when they try to register to vote, they have a jar of jelly beans and ask them how many jelly beans is in this jar. From a literacy test, do they know these amendments in the Constitution? Also, the soap bar test. How many suds of soap do you think is in this soap bar? Anything. So they would do all of these things to prevent us from the right to vote. And it wasn't until 1965. Think about that. There had to be a law in 1965. That wasn't that long ago. And the Supreme Court has whittled the Voting Rights Act, whereas it hasn't been reinstated. This is a law that should always be on the books, but for some reason, it has to be renewed every 10 to 15 years. So that way, that can allow states to have vote ID situations where, if you here in Chicago, I saw a story that was interesting. A retired postal worker who wanted to vote by mail, he did his voter by mail, got he tracked his ballot, and it said that his ballot was denied due to his signature has evolved. So there are a judge of three people who determine if this signature matches your voting signature, which in other words, from the time he signed up, so if he registered to vote, when he was 18 or 21, and that's how he signed his name for his registration form, they keep that in the system. So he could be 60 and his signature could change, but your ballot could be denied simply because of your signature, which doesn't even make sense. Because be honest, how many of us sign our name the exact same way each and every time? I know I don't.
Not never.
There is,
Not
if
never.
if if I was to, and then the worst part about it is, here in Illinois, you're not even allowed, due to what they say, confidentiality, to even look to see what that signature is. So there are so many barriers, especially in this election, that could either discourage you from voting. And I'll hear the talk, why vote? It's the what voting for the lesser of two evils. The Democratic Party doesn't do anything for us. The Republican Party, it don't matter if Trump or Biden, they're just two old white men who don't care about us. So I'm not going to participate and vote, because that's being a slave, and that's being and I'm kneeling to a master and all the mumble jumble. I just want to say this. Some of y'all be too woke for your own good. A lot of you are, because voting possesses power. Because if your vote didn't mean anything, they wouldn't be doing all of these things to stop it. And let's be clear, we have had a racial reckoning in this country over the past few months. There's been two shootings of police involved shootings right here in Waukegan, Illinois. There was a shooting in Philadelphia where a man who needed mental health assistance got shot and killed by the police 10 times in front of his mother, after they specifically called for an ambulance because he was having a mental health crisis. But instead of getting the ambulance, he got 10 bullets into his body. So there needs to be systematic changes made. So that leads me to this point. What's on the ballot is not just the president. It's not just Donald Trump and Mike Pence and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. No. You can go online and look up and type in your zip code and find out what's on your ballot. Your senator is on your ballot. Your state's attorney is on your ballot. You know, your state's attorney, like the state's attorney that's in Kentucky who decided not to convict the officers who killed Breonna Taylor. Did you know that that's an elected position? So when you're choosing not to vote for who's your state's attorney, who can actually bring charges to these police officers who are killing us and hold them accountable, and you say, no, I'm going to just pass on this election, you're really saying, I'm okay with just marching and symbolism, but when it comes to doing work, nah, that's not for me.
Mm.
There's so there's so much on the ballot than the president, Alexis, and I don't know why people consistently say neither party does anything for me, so I'm just gonna sit this out because it doesn't do me any good.
See, this is the thing. This also reminds me on back when we elected, when President Obama got elected. We were so excited as the black community. We have a black president and everything. For we just made history, but like you said, it's more to just who's the president, who's going to be the next president on there, who's going to be the next vice president on there. And I said it before, you can't just have Superman and don't have the rest of the Justice League on there. You need and
Preach.
expect him to move mountains on his own. You put in his dream team. You put in the right people that can help pass certain laws that can help us, help minorities. You want us to talk about, oh, well, all he did was pass the gay vote and everything, for gay marriages and everything. Let's be totally honest here. You talking about, oh, that's all he did. This probably is, that's all he was able to get past. Because there was a whole lot that was for us, for minorities, for underprivileged people that he was trying to help. And now here we are in another election with, yeah, two people that we really don't know. We really don't know if we can trust any one of us. We sitting back talking about these are the two lesser evils and who we gonna vote for and everything. We got Trump that's pretty much screwing up everything we thought Bush did. Now this one is
No, no,
screwing up everything.
I wish Bush was back some days. But no, like
I
quick
mean,
quick point of order. President Obama And I get tired of this, and I'm gonna say this, and this is not oh, you just saying this because you're a black woman. No, I'm saying this because this is what I want to say. President Obama wanted to do more things. He actually enacted more things. You know, when you was going to school and you was getting your FOSFA and you was getting your grants from your state, like your Pell Grant, do you know he was the one that increased it?
Mm.
That his administration helped you go to school and helped you get that refund check back from your school and have a little extra money to flex with? Yeah, that was him.
Mm.
Oh, what about being able to stay on your parents' insurance until you was 26 so you could go to the doctor, so you could get your ass checked, so you could get them teeth that were jacked up taken care of? Yes,
Oh.
that's what the Affordable Health Care Act was. People want to try to make a distinction. Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same thing. Mainstream media, white media, put Obamacare to make it seem like it was a less thing because he's a black man. Y'all know the games that they play, but y'all fall into their hands each and every time. Secondly, do y'all remember when he got elected that there were people such as Mitch McConnell, such as all of them who said and vowed to make sure that he would not get anything passed because they are racist white Republicans. But do you wonder
There you
why
go.
President Trump was able to get so much done and able to appoint three Supreme Court justices and able to do all of these things in his first 4 years? Because he had a white Republican majority led Senate that had their ideas that they wanted to get passed and that they was willing to do all they needed to do so that they could get what they wanted to get done and Trump could get what wanted to be done. Do you realize that Obama got criticized over wearing a damn tan suit? And it was all over
Mm-hmm.
Fox News, while President Trump has locked kids in cages, who have separated 547 children from their parents at the border, and they can't find their parents. So what is that? Human trafficking. What are those kids going to get trapped into? The American adoption um system, which is already underfunded anyway. So you're going to have a whole lot of rich white people trying to adopt these immigrant children, probably going to be using them for manual labor or just a little showpiece. So
Mm.
let's not say what Obama wasn't able to do when clearly. Let me ask you some, especially for everybody who's saying that they don't want to vote or they feel like it's a lesser of two evils. Let me ask you a question. Is your kids in school right now? Are
Mm.
you doing e-learning? Are you laid off? Has your job cut back your hours? Have food prices went up, but your check hasn't?
Mm.
Do you realize that Trump appointed Amy Comer um, as a new Supreme Court justice just 8 days before the election? That's a lifelong appointment, people. That she has made it known that her record on black rights and civil rights is not fair. She is the epitome of white privilege. And on top of that, they're putting them in there so just in case this election is a little close, that the Supreme Court can rule possibly in Trump's favor because you got three Supreme Court justices that were appointed by him. See, the game is already rigged against us. So we want to play more into their hands by not voting? Come on now. I get it. You want to be woke. You don't want to follow the pack. Yes. Oh yes, but while y'all was out there marching and screaming Black Lives Matter and looting all up and down the street and going into Walmarts and Targets and saying, I'm tired of them killing us. Okay. I'm tired of this killing us too. But what I'm gonna do is I've actually listened to everything Kamala Harris, everything Joe Biden has said, and all of y'all who want to bring up Joe Biden um doing the crime bill that led to three strikes and all of that was not good for the black community, especially in the crack era. Let me say this. He has said on multiple occasions there were things in that bill that were good, but there were things that he realized that it was a bad bill and he does regret it. But he was trying to do something in a time when the drugs were out of control, the crime was spiking, and he was trying. And if he's man enough to admit to his mistakes and say, I want to work with the black community to make it better for minorities, to make it better for small businesses, to make it better for everybody, for him to actually say out his mouth, Black lives do matter, that these things are important to me, whether it's game or not. We can hold him accountable to every word that he has said versus Trump, who won't even denounce white supremacy. And he has told the Proud Boys to stand by. And you got all of these Trump supporters who are ready to make it a race war, a civil war if he loses. And you're telling me that it's your vote is not important? It makes no sense to me. Some of y'all only click on the headlines and don't read the whole article. Y'all see this little graphic on Instagram and point out these things about Joe Biden and don't even research it. Y'all point out these things about Kamala Harris' record when she was a state's attorney and all of that and say, see, this is what she did and what she didn't do and all of this. But no, y'all actually don't read. Like today, that was posted on Twitter a couple of hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Wayne decided to endorse President Trump. Yeah, your favorite, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Black men who vote Republican are voting against their own self interest. Because let me
Mm-hmm.
remind you of something, black men. As hard as you want to be part of that patriarchy of being a man and being like, well, we productive whites don't affect me and this doesn't affect me, and since I've make this income I need these tax breaks, so what you talking about doesn't affect me. Okay, black men, y'all are voting against your own best interest because Trump don't give a damn about you. So y'all willing to take some tax cuts over your souls? Come on now.
Mm-mm.
And and all your favorite celebrities who are now coming out about Trump, you realize that they were willing to sell to the black community, to use the black community to get their success. But soon as they get it, they turn their back on the black community. Y'all worse than some of these white people. Y'all some coons, straight up. And I ain't afraid to say it. And people's like, oh, you shouldn't be upset about whoever somebody chooses to vote for. Yeah. If this was a normal Republican who had some things like when God rest his soul, when McCain was running against Obama, or any regular Republican, and you had your feelings about it, I would be like, I don't agree, but hey, I get what you're saying. But Trump,
It is what it is.
but Trump,
Trump don't care.
like,
Trump don't care.
what more does this man have to do? He said that we will have a vaccine before the election. Let me look at my calendar. The election is 4 days away. Is there a vaccine? Has it even went through the CDC? No. So he has lied. Mind you, y'all got that 1200 back in March. Have we gotten any other relief since then?
At all. Not at
But
all.
but the but the Senate can go ahead and make sure they have these confirmation hearings for a Supreme Court justice to pack the courts. But they can't even they can adjourn until after the holiday or whenever the Senate's supposed to adjourn again, supposed to be back in session. And they haven't came up with a package. Like, people still out of work. This disease, this virus is still here. Like right here in Chicago, we having rollback measures. We're not going forward because the numbers have spiked so much. Now restaurants have to close again.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't come up with a plan. And his idea for a plan, in case y'all didn't know, let me tell you what Trump's idea of a plan is. For y'all to hope that y'all forget about it. That's his plan. He's like, we not gonna beat the virus, so all we can do is y'all just hope that it just goes away. Like, he's like that little kid that you know that when your mama come home from report card pick up that she gonna beat your ass because you know that that's a F. Like, you know it's a F, but you praying to God the teacher has some grace on you and didn't make it a
Mhm.
F. But when your mama come out of the car and she come to the house and she call you by your first, middle, and last name, you know, God damn it, that teacher didn't show me no grace
At all. Mm.
at all.
At all.
And that's what's happening. Like, voting is so important. Like, everybody keeps saying, I'm tired of y'all saying, well, our ancestors died for this right to vote, but that doesn't have anything to do with me. What? Do you realize that some of your grandparents just got their right to vote over 30, 40 years ago? And do you realize that there were people who were beaten? Who, if y'all have ever watched, like, please watch Ava DuVernay's Selma. If you have any questions about why you should vote, or better yet, watch Ava DuVernay's on Netflix, The 13th Amendment. You know slavery is still legal in this country. Did you know that? Oh, it's called the prison system. Yeah. Y'all didn't know that? Did y'all not know that that prisons are for profit? That they're using people who are in prisons to make aprons and shoestrings and make clothes and jackets that they only get paid 20 cents an hour to do, so they can have commissary, but they be sold in the Gucci store for like $500. Did you know that your favorite brands use prison labor that are from your people? Do you know the wildfires that are happening in California? You know the firefighters who are going up there to risk their lives to protect people's homes and wildlife. Do you know that those are prisoners? And that when they get out of prison, that they can't even apply to be a firefighter for Los Angeles because they're a convicted felon, but they've been trained to be firefighters in prison, but they can't use those same work skills when they get out of prison. Do you know that they've underfunded GED programs in prisons, so prisoners cannot come out and be more educated than they were when they went in? And y'all say y'all don't want to vote. Alexis, I don't know. I don't know what more I gotta say.
So I don't know much more I gotta say too, but we got a guest. I guess you changed to guest four now instead of guest five, but how you doing? I'm in the comments going back and forth right here with this one because, okay, of course, this is a Trump supporter talking about not this demented idiot. For 47 years, Biden hasn't done anything for black people and thrown blacks in jail, in prison, wait and see. But I'm like, okay, that was the past. We looking at right now, and we got,
And
okay, that's 47 years. But,
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, because I see the comments. I do. How you doing, guest
mm,
four? Welcome to the show. Let me just say this real quick. Trump, I mean, not Trump, Biden did not call black super predators. That
no.
language wasn't used. That is something that was not used. He was making a statement that was made that he did not call black super predators. And if he did, can somebody show me the clip, like the clip of Trump calling Mexicans and immigrants rapists and they're gonna come rob you? Or then better yet, saying him, as of recently, Trump have said, "Oh, we're gonna stop Section 8 housing so blacks don't invade the suburbs. We're gonna protect the suburbs." He has pretty much said that the suburbs are in danger because blacks want to move in next to you.
And he claiming that it's under Section 8. Me, without even finding out that, yeah, we are moving to the suburbs, but it ain't under Section 8. Wow, we can afford it. Wow.
Like
Mm.
blacks are actually, despite what the media wants to tell you, blacks are actually very, there are in the last 10 years there has been a spike in black entrepreneurship, which have made, for now, especially millennials, we have realized the game. We can have our 9 to 5 but still have multiple streams of income. We have
Mm-hmm.
realized that social media has been a tool, whether it's us selling our merchandise, whether it's us selling products or our services, that we don't have to stick to one stream of income. We're getting game that Jews and white people have paid for decades, and that's to have not more than one stream of income, to have multiple. So now that blacks are catching up and realizing that, hey, we don't have to just work at the plant or the factory or work here for 30 years and just depend on this one salary. That, hey, if we good at doing hair, we going to do hair. If we good at cleaning, then we gonna start a cleaning service. If we good at making clothes, then we gonna make clothes. We gonna start a boutique. Oh, we're gonna start a t-shirt company. We're gonna start a hat line. We're gonna do all of these things. We're gonna start our own beard oil. Shameless plug for Brandon. Go ahead. Anyways,
Confidence vote. Just
so
saying, like,
we have
it's
we
quite
are
interesting.
it's really interesting, and I'm telling you, I'm tired of people saying I don't want to choose between the lesser of the two evils. Show me where Biden has been evil is Trump. But and everybody wants to say, especially Trump wants to say, well, this is the America that Biden is going to leave you with all of the. What is the America Trump has gotten us? It's gotten us with a pandemic, economic and social collapse, social unjust and unrest on the brink of a damn civil war. And you mean to tell me y'all want 4 more years of this? Now check this out. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I know who I'm casting my ballot for. And let's get into this next point. People talk about blacks being so loyal to the Democratic Party. Let me put y'all on game of something. A lot of the morals and values of the Republican Party do really resonate with blacks. There are a lot more black people who are conservative than liberal that most people would think, from the Republican so-called family values about church and pro-life and all of these things. So there are a lot of blacks who could classify themselves to be conservative or Republican. But check out what the Republican Party has done. Has the Republican Party ever tried to reach out to black voters? Has the Republican Party ingratiated themselves with black people? What policies have the Republican Party put in place to make us feel as if this is the party that we should vote for and we should trust? Because
That we
clearly,
are included. We are included. Because it's not.
because if y'all want to say Daniel Cameron is our example of a black Republican, nigga,
No.
they give us one or two. They give us these Ben Carsons, these Daniel Camerons, these Clarence Thomas, and want to say, "Oh, we are the party of inclusion." No, the hell, y'all not. And I'm not saying Biden is perfect, and he's not the sexiest candidate that gets me all excited and be like, yes, he's older. Yes, he's in his late 70s, but check this out. Biden did something very smart, and that's decide to have a 55-year-old Jamaican Indonesian black woman as his running mate, who is highly competent and capable to take over at a moment's notice and run this freaking country.
I'm just saying.
So, vote for Biden. If you're not excited about Biden, make it a vote for Kamala Harris, damn it, because he has positioned us. If Joe Biden hasn't done anything else, he has positioned the Democratic Party, who are Democrats and who are liberals, to be set up for Kamala Harris to be able to run this country for the next 8 to 12 years. We playing the long game here, people. This is not about a temporary win. This is not just about the next 4 years. This is about the next decade. And it's about
And let
those
me
up.
interject.
Go
Let me
ahead.
interject on here. Let me interject with this one. What about Kamala Harris? And this just is my opinion. Honestly, looking back on history, uh, I honestly think that it's about time we need to have women up in these offices, up as president and vice president and everything. Because that's the thing. Now, I'm never going to say that women can never be racist amongst each other. That is
Yes.
true for a
Mm-hmm.
fact. But one thing for that we know it is a fact, it is the truth, and it is written in stone. When we put our shit to the side and get shit done, when it
It get
comes
done.
to the welfare of anything that belong to us,
We'll get it done.
we get it done. We
And,
get
and
it done.
we get it done. Period. And let's just say this: last election, everybody was like, who didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, who were feeling like, I don't think a woman can handle that, handle all of that. She'll be too emotional. She'll be too this. She'll be too that. Let me remind you of son. Didn't Trump start a whole little bickering war with Iran and damn near put us
On
on the
Twitter,
brink of a civil war? And he has all the nuclear codes. Didn't Trump let his feelings? Don't he be on Twitter just going off every time Obama mentions his name? Trump is more petty, more sensitive, more thin skinned than any woman I have ever known. And he got a sew in too.
I mean, straight lace front that ain't even glued down right. You see all the
No,
lace,
you see
all the
all I
lace.
saw I saw all of it. Like you spend $70,000 a year on your hair and it don't even look good. Now you give a black woman that type of budget on her hair. Oh baby, our hair is gonna be fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Do you see Kamala's hair? Don't you see she always got that bumper curl? That bumper curl,
It's
and it be
always
bumping. It be bumping too.
edges straight.
It be the bumper curl, and she got that interesting hair. She got that Indonesia, black, and Jamaican hair. Like that's a whole lot. That's a lot of ethnicity in one person's head.
You don't know if it's all the way straight or not. It's just the Lord.
We don't know. One day it can be wavy, the other day it can be. We don't know, and it ain't none of our business. We don't know if that's all her hair, if that's a good wig, if it's we don't know. And guess what? The thing about black women, you would never know. You won't know.
Mm-mm.
And I do believe that it is time for black women and black and people to take charge, because for all you want to say about Obama and all the crisis that we had in this country, the 8 years he was in power, we felt a little easy about it. We was like, okay, when he speaks, the world listens. We didn't have to worry about him tweeting at 3 o'clock in the morning.
He was
We didn't
sweet.
have to. He was asleep. He went to bed. We didn't worry about whether he got made fun of on Saturday Night Live. We didn't worry
He
about
was
him.
on Saturday Night Live.
Like
Wait a
God.
minute.
And,
He was
and
on Saturday Night Live talking about
yeah,
shit.
like we didn't have to work. We just felt like if anybody fucked with America, Obama would handle it. If somebody said something, we had that strength that Obama would just be like, no, we don't like T'Challa said in Black Panther, we don't do that here.
Mhm.
No, we don't do that here. And you knew that it would be okay. It uh, After all of that bull, it took Obama's administration to get Osama bin Laden in a
Killed.
body bag, in a body bag. And the way he walked off in that press conference, he just was like, "You know, I did this shit." It took a black man to handle the job, and it got done. So what I'm saying is, no, Joe Biden is not the most perfect candidate. And we had a primary where we had a bunch of candidates on the ballot. If y'all wanted a different candidate, guess what y'all should have done when the primaries were? Y'all should have voted for who you wanted to be the Democratic nominee. But probably y'all set that one out too. And y'all the same ones sitting here complaining. So listen,
Always.
people. There are people who are going to perpetually complain. There are going to be people who are going to say that, hey, this is a they're a fraud, or why should we vote? Our vote doesn't matter, or they're just going to put in place who they want to be put in place anyway. Do you know those are tricks that they feed you to make you not vote? But steadily, white people vote each and every election.
No matter
No, with
what.
no fail, no matter who's on the ticket, no matter if it's who they like or don't like. You know how many Republicans probably don't even like Trump, but just because they're Republican, they're going to vote for him anyway, just because they want to vote? So the black vote is so important. We have went through poll taxes. We have marched. We have fought. We have died. They are doing everything from taking out mail sorting machines at the post office so the mail-in ballots don't get in on time. They've doing everything from saying, "Oh, we're closing this polling place in minority areas." They are doing so many things where we shouldn't vote. So think about this, people. If your vote really did not matter, why are they trying so hard to suppress it? Voter suppression has been on the rise. And like we
Hmm.
have stated, it's not just the president on that ballot. Stop, get over yourself and stop thinking checking a box for Trump or Biden is all you have to do. No, there are judges on that ballot. The same judges that you might have to see through a traffic ticket. Or check this out, fellas. Those are the same judges who rule over child support cases and custody cases. That you
That's
could
why
be
they trying to
elected.
get the breaks. Oh, they trying to get them breaks. That's why they trying to get them breaks. The reproduction rights don't apply to me. But y'all keep on shooting up the club. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And everybody who's saying that those that oh if they overturn Roe versus Wade, what does that mean for me as a man? Check this out. That means a lot of you men who get caught up with your mistress. Oh, and I'm talking to some of you pastors out there too who get caught
Hallelujah.
up with your mistress. If they can't get a legal abortion, I'm just saying.
Not only a legal, a safe one. Let
And a
me put it
safe
like
one.
this: it's everybody's choice. But this
And
is the
why?
thing: you ain't
And no,
trying
no,
to
wait, just wait
die.
one second. Wait one second. Why are old white men determining what happens with women's bodies? Tell me that. Why are white men? Why are men saying what a woman can and cannot do with her own damn body? Like, tell me this. Why is it you talking about life starts at conception? Okay, so let me know if a woman has this baby who's not ready to have this baby. Is are y'all gonna make sure that that child is safe in child care services? No, y'all not, because a lot of your children die in child care services. Oh, are
Mm.
y'all gonna make sure that there's child care for this woman to go to work? Oh no, y'all gonna raise up the care of y'all gonna raise up the cost of child care, or say that that's not a necessity. All you gonna make sure this woman has food stamps and housing to live in. Oh, that's her just living off the system. So either y'all want to help her or y'all don't. But you cannot say, if this woman says she's not financially ready or she's not mentally ready to deal with it, why shouldn't she have the choice to terminate the pregnancy? And do you know a lot of pregnancies happen due to incest
Mm.
and
Right.
rape?
Mm.
Let's just talk about this real quick. There was a study that was shown that a lot of abortions that have happened from children who and young women from the ages of 12 to 17 have been due to incest within their families, whether it's been an uncle, a daddy, or a cousin. People try to act
So
like incest doesn't exist, but it does.
it really does.
And
It really does.
you're expecting these 12, 11, 12, and 13-year olds to carry out a full 9 month of pregnancy and birth what is supposed to be technically her sister, but it's her child because her daddy raped her.
But look,
How?
let's just how about we talk about with the Roe versus Wade decision? It everybody want to go automatically focus on the abortion type, but it's not. It doesn't just consist of abortions. It also consists of having a healthy, having medicine for those who chose to have their children, having the
Yes,
right medicine to
having
help
good
you heal.
reproductive
For
care.
those and it's men that ain't never pushed out nothing but a turd. Your hardest labor pain was when you was constipated. You don't know what it
How hard
is
that is.
to give birth,
And them
whether you
talking
birthing
about,
them out natural or C-section. You need
oh
the
yes,
proper medicine. You
medical
need the proper
attention.
healing medicine and products and everything to help you heal back. And let's be honest, 6 weeks is not enough time for a woman's body to heal back from having a baby. My body ain't look. My last child is 5. I'm still getting reconnected to stuff. Like, wow, where you been? Wow,
And
it's
it's
just.
true.
I mean,
And
come
it's
on
right.
now.
And let's just talk about the Affordable Care Act. Do you realize that, let's just make this, let's make this clear, everybody. Do you realize being pregnant is a pre-existing condition? Being pregnant is a
How's
pre-existing
that
condition
freezing?
because if you try to get medical attention, if you try to get medical attention and you're trying to get on insurance, there are insurance companies who was like, "Oh, you're pregnant. That's a pre-existing condition because that pre-existed before you tried to get medical coverage." Also, there are due to COVID and the complications, that if you're healing from COVID, that's going to be on your respiratory system. So them trying to overturn this and having you not, Biden has said purposely he's not going to make you give up your private health care. He's going to give you a public option. Let me explain to all the idiots who doesn't know what a public option is. For example, my job gives me private health care. I have the open enrollment period to sign up for a private health care plan that a percentage of it is going to be coming out of my check. But I also have public health care due to the fact of the state. My child is on all kids. That gives the option where she has medical coverage by the state, which is a public option, and I can choose any public doctor or medical clinic that I choose. and also have a private healthcare option where it can make up the difference. So if my daughter needs to go to an emergency room, and let's say my public option only pays for $50 of her emergency room visit, but my private insurance pays for the other $50, I'm not coming out of pocket, am I? No. So what they're trying to do with healthcare is expand, whereas that states are able to get more funding and more money for more people to be enrolled on a public healthcare option for those who don't have a private insurance. And if you do have private insurance, you have the ability to get additional insurance to cover you. And I just want to know why nobody ever takes the time to look these things up. I don't know. Maybe because, like I said, y'all busy reading headlines and not the whole article. Y'all get y'all news from the shade room and that's about it. Y'all see the headline in the picture and say that's it. Y'all need to realize that that's what's at stake. Like with Roe versus Wade. Yes, it's about getting safe abortions, but it's also this. It's about making sure that women get the proper health care that are needed. I went through a C-section when I had my child. That was the most painful thing I have ever went through in my life. But I had the medical intention, I had the medical attention and the health care that I needed to get the medicines I needed to be able to heal properly. And do you realize if they enact these abortion laws in these states, that women who have went through traumatic experiences like a stillborn or a miscarriage, that they could be investigated and accused of going through a illegal abortion after they went through the trauma of losing a child, and subjecting more black and brown women to be put into the criminal justice system. Another way to lock us up. Cause they're figuring out, they've been figuring out for loopholes for years how to get our black and brown men in prison, but they haven't figured out how to get the black and brown women in prison. But I guess Roe versus Wade would be a nice way to start, huh?
mm, mm,
But y'all don't think about those things. And that's why your vote is so important. You electing these judges who make these decisions. Y'all electing these district and state attorneys who makes these decisions. Y'all electing your senators, y'all congressmen, your house representatives. They're the ones who put things in place so the president can enact his visions and his laws and put them on the
mhm.
books. But y'all so busy looking at the two names on the marquee, y'all not reading all of the credits. You know how like when you go to a movie, right? And you see like the big names, like oh, it's starring Will Smith, or it's starring whomever, or it's starring Denzel Washington. But sometimes it's not even the star who gives the best performance in that movie. It's the ones whose name is not in lights that carries the whole show. So, yes, it's good to have the big name on the marquee to draw people in for the crowds to come in, but it's who else is on that roll call sheet who makes the production what it is. And I just want to say this: we need to get out and vote. And whomever you vote for, please vote. Whether you're voting by mail, whether you're doing an absentee ballot, or whether you're going to stand in line on November 3rd, please vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just informing you how important it is to vote. And black people, don't sit this one out. It's too important. And no, your voting in this election might not change your life. It might not put more money in your pocket tomorrow, next year, or in the next 4 years, but it's going to affect your children's future. It's going to affect your children's
Grandchildren.
children's future. So this vote is not. We live in a society that wants instant gratification. So if we do not see change within the next couple of years, we're like, oh man, I see. This is why we don't vote. This is why we shouldn't have voted. No, it's not about you, you fool. The Our ancestors who fought and died for our rights, they knew they might not see this. A lot of them who died for the right to vote didn't live to see Barack Obama elected as president. But they wasn't just thinking selfishly about themselves. They were thinking about their children, their grandchildren, their great grandchildren. Those slaves who ran through fields and muddy ponds and swamps with alligators in them to get to the north for freedom, knowing that they could be killed and hunted by bloodhounds, they wasn't thinking about themselves. They were thinking about, if I can't be free, please let my children be free. We must, as a people, make the sacrifices necessary today so our children can have the futures that we hope for tomorrow. So it's not about you, it's about us. Same way we all right now, and I hope the ones who got common sense, the way we wear our mask, no, we might not have COVID, but we're protecting those who might have respiratory problems, that kid who might have asthma, that elderly person who fought through cancer, that they don't, those who have immune deficiency diseases, like those who have HIV or have AIDS or have went through chemo or have done any of that. We're doing it for them. We wear our masks for them, to protect them. So our vote is not just about us, it's about them. And before we get out of here, Queen Alexis, do you have any closing
Mhm.
remarks as we are about to head to election day?
Yo, what's more to say? Go vote. We have dealt with 4 years of just straight chaos. Straight chaos. Go vote. Go vote. If this year alone ain't showed you how much we need to vote, not just for on a national level, but on in our communities. Vote for everybody. The judges, the Supreme Court judges, the prosecutors, the aldermen, the mayor, the senators, the congressmen, everything that can affect your community, because you can't just sit back and just keep on complaining and keep on complaining and keep on complaining. It's enough. We didn't have enough time of us just complaining. Put your
We've done
voice.
enough
Put
marching.
your
We've
voice.
done enough
We've
marching.
done enough march. It's time to actually start doing stuff other than walking around with signs and singing "We Shall Overcome." It's time for us to start overcoming. So start voting. Vote for your president. Vote for your vice president. Vote for your, and work it all the way down till you get to the dude that, to your ninth ward alderman, to the dude that is your city clerk, all the way, all
Yes.
the way
Yes.
down. Because guess what? You can't just hold one person accountable for everything that affects your community if you don't vote everybody in that is going to make your community better.
And before we get out of here, I want to say
Help,
this. I want to say this.
period.
Um, Period. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Like Queen Alexa says, we have marched, we have fought, we have saw George Floyd, his life depleting from our eyes for over 8 minutes. We have seen the justice and the non-justice that was given to Breonna Taylor. We are seeing the reckonings that are happening right now in Philadelphia and in Waukegan and so many other places in this country. We have to start implementing change. And guess what? If you don't like what your local city councilmen are doing, if you don't like what your local aldermen are doing, guess what you can do? You can run. Get involved. Stop complaining about what the mayor's not doing. They're not bringing jobs to my community. Guess what? Go apply for a business loan and open up that storefront. And you start bringing jobs to your community. We're waiting for this great black or great white hope to erase all of the things that has happened to us as a people. Guess
And
what?
we can do it.
It's not coming. Cause you know why? Cause the people who can help us are us. Why
Mm-hmm.
are we looking for the oppressor to help those that they're oppressing? Why are they going to help us when the system that is currently constructed is helping them advance? So if y'all were truly woke, y'all will wake up and realize that, hey, let me get up off my butt. Let me stop tweeting. Let me stop Instagramming. Let me stop Facebooking and making these long posts about why I'm not going to vote and why nothing's ever going to change. And you don't even and you don't even bother to fill out the census form and understand how important these things are. Guess what? In order for us to actually advance the ball, we actually have to play the game. So stop sitting on the sidelines talking about, man, you know how when you watch sports and you like, man, if I was on the court, I would have hit that layup. This is your chance to be on the court. Are you going to brick it, or is it going to be nothing but net? The decision is yours. So don't only vote for the big names, vote for all of those people who can implement change. Because all the White House does is they sign the law, they sign the bill into law. But the senators, the congressmen, those elected officials, we have the internet. We have this thing on our phone called Google. Everything that you're not sure is fact or if it's a lie, I'm going to give you these resources. Go to iwillvote.com. Go to Michelle Obama's um, Twitter page, and she has links up there for you as well. Go to the Obama Foundation. They have links on there as well. Go to We Are More Than a Vote, LeBron James organization. They will tell you where you can vote at. As well, right here in Chicago, they have a super polling site at the United Center. Wouldn't it be cool to vote at the United Center? You know where the Bulls and the Blackhawks play? Yes. So you can vote early right now in Chicago. So please Google, find out where your local polling place is and go out there and vote. Polling places on November 3rd opens up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And all of y'all who saying I work, I don't have time to go vote. Your job by law has to give you 2 to 3 hours to vote. And if they choose to refuse to give you that, please call your local voting officials. Call your HR department. It's in their policy. They have to give you 2 to 4 hours to vote. Polling places open at 6 a.m. on November 3rd, right here in Chicago, Illinois, and they do not close until 7 p.m. As long as you're in line before the polls close, you can vote. So everybody, make sure you got your phone chargers. Make sure you bundled up. Make sure you ready to go in there and cast your ballot. And do not leave until you know your ballot is casted. And I would say this, due to what they try to do with these hackings, I would suggest if you can avoid
Mm-hmm.
it, don't use the electronic voting machine. Get you a paper ballot. Get you a paper ballot. And do not leave until you know your vote is counted. If they want to be with you on some fool stuff about you voting, whether it's your ID or where you can vote at, take your voter registration card, your ID, and make sure that you can vote. You can go to chicagoboardofelection.com, type in your name to make sure you're a registered voter. And even right here in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, you can register and vote the same day. So it is not too late.
Hmm.
So please Google all these resources. Please go out and vote November 3rd. And I just hope it can go really, really good, or it can go really, really bad. Cause I got
Really,
a
really
little
bad.
anxiety. I got a little anxiety. My stomach been in knots because we're getting closer and closer to election day, and I'm like, oh Jesus, be a fence. But I hope y'all have enjoyed this episode. Please go out and vote. Your voice matters. If you scream Black Lives Matter, that means Black votes matter. So please go out and vote and do yourself a justice. Don't let your favorite celebrity or athlete deter you. Have your own mind and go out there and vote. And for everybody who's saying that they don't want to vote because the system is corrupt, okay, that is your right, but I have the right to call you a dumbass. And that's all I gotta say. So thank you everybody for riding the red line with us right here on TalkShoeRadio.com. 717-734-6904. Show ID 511-65-19 pound. You can hear us right here every Thursday on TalkShoeRadio.com, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can also catch us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Podcasts, as well as iHeartRadio. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Redline Podcast. Also, don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell some more friends to like and follow our Facebook page, the Redline Podcast featuring Loose Squares. Also, if you would like to tell us about your event, or if you would like to promote your business or any other business inquiries, please reach out to us on Redline Podcast at Redline Podcast 2020 at gmail.com, as well as you can follow me, Nelly Swag09, on Twitter, Instagram, and like my Facebook page. And if you want to get to know me more personally, please shoot me a friend request on my personal page, Charnel Nelly Logan. And Queen Alexis, tell the people where they can find you at on social media and what you got coming up.
Well, y'all can find me on Facebook under Queen Alexis, my fan page Queen Alexis, where I have all three platforms that is under Soulful Entertainment Productions. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday night of every week. Um, you can also find me on Facebook, Alexis Sherelle Owens. Don't inbox me if you're trying to holler. Nah, don't do that. No, don't do that. But also you can find me on Instagram as well under Queen underscore Alexis 1990, where you will see all of the postings for this as well. What we have coming up is the Mad Hatters podcast. Now listen here, listen closely. Now Talk Shoe Radio have been having glitches lately, but have no fear, because usually we have when they have a glitch, we have people that be like, well, we just gonna cancel the show. What we have a backup plan. What it is that we are going live streaming on our fan page on Facebook, the Mad Hatter Podcast. We are going live on there where you can actually see myself, my two co-hosts, Devontae and Mavis Davis as well. So you'll see us talking about our subject. And our subject for this Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, is about we're doing the facts and the myths about breast cancer awareness, and also domestic violence awareness, and also talking about certain things dealing with both subjects. So stay tuned for that. You can catch us on Facebook, on our Facebook page, the Mad Hatter Podcast, at the Mad Hatter Podcast. You will find us there, and we're going live this Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. I will be making the announcement on when we will be returning back to radio on Spotify and iHeartRadio. But until then, you will catch us live every Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on our fan page, the Mad Hatter podcast. Also, you can also catch me every Tuesday for our for my Madam Queen's Court open mic night. Hashtag Tuesday Night Vibes. We've been having and showcasing some amazing people, and it's not going to stop now. We have coming up on this Tuesday a wonderful brother that is up and coming on the poetry scene. He goes by the name of King Sphinx. And y'all gotta come in, vibe with us on Tuesday night here on Talk Shoe Radio, which it actually works on Tuesday nights. That number is 717-734-6904. Show ID is 2864394 #. If you want to participate in the open mic that happens after the showcase, please push *6 and raise your hands and we can vibe together. It's just a little artistic vibe artistic vibes that we're going to be having on Tuesday nights. And yeah, check me out. I have a online shop store off of teespring.com. Afro Royal Deity. Got hats, masks, neck gathers, fanny packs, shirts, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and everything under Afro Royal Deity. And shout out to Brandon Farrell Brown for his hair and beard oil. Confidence, brothers. We actually out here trying to get your face set on for real. We got these fragrances that are amazing. And not only do they smell good, but they are all natural and they are good for your skin. No chemicals in there, no preservatives up in there. All natural essential oils that are good for your skin, that will not scar them up, that will help you grow your beard out for all those brothers that got the Anthony Hamilton beard going on right now. Yeah.
Ah, Charlene, Charlene.
We gonna get you from Charlene to straight Rick Ross. We gonna
Huh.
get you from For real, we gonna get you. We got you. We got you, and it's gonna be luxury. It's gonna be
Your
just
beard gonna be able to connect,
luxurious.
fellas. Your beard is gonna be able to
It's
finally
gonna
connect.
connect, and it's also for the ladies out here that baby, oh, them edges ain't going right. Like you
Mhm.
trying to, yeah, you
Mhm.
trying to get the
Cause
baby
some,
hair
cause some of
and
you
all this.
brothers don't. Some of you brothers don't need to participate in no shave November because you're gonna be looking like preschoolers. Middle schooler girls' pubic hairs, just all patchy. Won't be good.
Just all patchy. So check him out. He is on Facebook. You can check him out on the Pharaoh. Actually, Brandon Pharaoh Brown. He has his product page, Confidence, on the Facebook and on the and in Instagram, Confidence underscore hair underscore and beard oil, all that stuff. So he makes daily posts about it, testimonies about it. It is a product that you would love to invest in. And guess what? It's only for $10. Only for
Yes,
$10.
that's what is
10 of
up.
them dollars.
$10.
Invest
That
in it.
please invest in it, fellas. But people, before we get out of here and we do have to go, we have breaking news right now. Walmart has temporarily pulled ammunition and guns off its shelves ahead of any possible civil unrest that could take place following next week's election. This just came through
Hallelujah.
on Bloomberg Business News. So I'm just saying, people, it can go really, really good or
Oh, really,
really,
really
really
bad.
bad. But all I gotta say is vote and protect yourselves at all costs. And if you see some Trump supporters, especially in some minority neighborhoods, trying to intimidate you in front of your polling places, oh, just let them know. Oh, you want to play that game? Just know that they don't want that smoke.
I
Cause
don't want
black
that
people,
smoke.
we invented the smoke. As the great Toby Nagru has said, try Jesus,
Not
but
me.
not me. But
I'll throw
yes,
hands.
cause I fight. So everybody, thank you again for rocking with us for another Red Line Thursday. So please come back next Thursday and every Thursday as we talk about everything from love, politics, finances, and so much more. We the podcast that gives you everything like some gumbo. So thank you again for walking with me, Nelly Swag09, and the beautiful Queen Alexis. We look forward to hearing from y'all again. We will see y'all next week. Thank you for riding the red line. Be safe. Have peace. Have blessings. Go out and vote. And oh, yeah, just in case y'all forgot, y'all can still arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. And we gone. Vote 2020.